Amidst the recent controversy regarding the Crowder and Maza drama, Crowder and his allies have done a brilliant job reframing his continued harassment of Carlos Maza and the resulting demonetization of his channel into a conspiracy theory, whereby a shadowy corporation is threatening his free speech. However, this is not the first time he's portrayed himself a victim in a scenario he actually instigated. By ignoring the severity and number of homophobic and arguably racist comments along with the YouTube harassment policies they seem to violate, Crowder and cohorts have inserted their own narrative and created this conspiracy held together by nothing more than speculation and sloppy inference. Unfortunately, there is no shortage of well-intentioned people that not only believe Crowder's narrative, but that don't realize that Crowder is a professional victim and that this is not the first time he framed the consequences of his bully tactics as oppression by the soulless minions of orthodoxy.
Maybe the soulless minions of orthodoxy finally caught up with him. Oh?
So let's take a trip down memory lane. Several years ago, Steven Crowder attended a union rally in Lansing, Michigan. At this rally, Crowder threw an old man to the ground. In response, the old man punched Crowder in the face. This video clip is from T.J. Kirk aka The Amazing Atheist. I've provided a link to the full video in the description.
Huh, that looks strange. Let's look at that again in slow motion. Wow, it seems like that guy who started punching Steven Crowder was pushed to the ground prior to punching Steven Crowder.
Crowder then released an edited video showing only the old man's retaliation and claimed he was assaulted by a union thug. He subsequently went onto Fox News to push his false narrative and challenge the old man to an MMA fight.
From Grand Rapids. Good morning to you. I guess the obvious question is, are you okay and how are you feeling?
Thank you. Well, you know, I'm under-rested, overworked, overtrained, and still tough enough to take this punk's best punch, so I can't complain.
Well, you took 4 punches to the face, you chipped a tooth, you got a cut in your head. Hey, Steven.
I'm assuming he's talking about himself or the gelatinous tub of goo who sucker punched me. I don't know. But I want to make one thing clear. There's been $7,000 raised, just to give you an idea as to how angry the American people are about this, the angry working class, to find and ID this man. Tony, we know who you are. Come forward. I'm offering him an ultimatum right now. You come forward, I will press charges, you will go to jail. Or, since you like to sucker punch people, I will allow you to face me in the People's Octagon in a legal, sanctioned mixed martial arts bout where we can settle it man-to-man, one-on-one, and all of this money that's been raised to find you, I will match it. If you beat me, give it to the union of your choice. It's your choice, jail or face me like a man. Send your answer on Twitter at @AskCrowder.
All right, Steve.
Did you catch that? Crowder scammed people into donating $7,000 to his political stunt. Here is the video. Note that some people have said that Crowder pushes the old man. In reality, he used some sort of combination of a sweep and a throw, similar to this. Here it is again. Crowder grabs the man's jacket and looks to the ground where he's about to throw him. His cameraman moves away from the action and then returns as Crowder is standing back up from the throw, which required him to lean forward, and the old man punches him back. Now, here is Crowder on Fox News challenging the old man to an MMA fight.
I went out here to try and be assaulted, as leftists might say. I went out here to prove the left for who they truly are, certainly this union thugs, and I've achieved that. But people want to see civil action taken against him. So I just want to say one thing really importantly. I am issuing an ultimatum right now. They are trying to find this man who assaulted me, to find this man who assaulted other people, and you have a choice. You can come forward, I'll press charges, you'll go to jail. Or, since you wanted to cheap shot me, we can host a bout in a sanctioned, legalized MMA competition.
Now, Crowder is pulling a similar stunt and playing the victim. But rather than edited footage, you get an edited narrative. Crowder doesn't actually show clips of his comments, nor the screenshot of YouTube harassment policies Maza claims he violated, nor does he really show Maza's actual complaints, including his claim that this is really a part of a much larger problem whereby LGBT creators are being harassed and YouTube isn't enforcing their policies. Rather, Crowder just inserts his own narrative, that this is really about Carlos Maza's employers trying to remove competition on YouTube, even though Crowder shows no evidence of their involvement. Why? So he can play the victim pretending that he is in fact the one being harassed, even though this is all blow back from his bullying tactics. He also pretends that the decision behind his demonetization is unclear when in fact it has been posted to the YouTube blog and the YouTube CEO has spoken publicly on this issue.
They come to you at some point, they say, we don't think this is violative. You say, we agree. You announce that. And then a day later you say, actually, we do have problems with this.
Well, so we did announce it, and when we announced it, if you look carefully at the tweet, what we actually said at the end is we're looking at other avenues. And that's because we actually have two separate processes, one of which is like, is this content violative from just the purely community guidelines? But then we also have a monetization guidelines, and that's because we have a higher standard for monetization. We're doing we're doing business with this partner. Our advertisers also have a certain expectation of what type of content they are running on.
I have yet to see Crowder or his fellow shills actually show these responses, and this is likely because they want to insert their narrative that this is all taking place behind the scenes with no transparency. In pushing his false narrative, he pretends he's just an independent YouTube creator when in fact his show is actually an appendage of Glenn Beck's Blaze TV, which is owned by Blaze Media, which is owned by a billionaire who profited from student loans. And here is the ad budget for Crowder's show. This video clip is from David Dole aka The Rational National. I've provided a link to the full video in the description.
So, Steven Crowder and other right-wingers like him are funded by billionaires. All you got to do is look at how much money they spend on Facebook ads. So when you look this up, Steven Crowder in just a year on his own personal Facebook page spent $24,000 on Facebook ads alone. So look, we don't have the data on YouTube ads or any other kinds of ads. I don't know how much they spend there. So just looking at Facebook alone, Crowder spent $24,000. His show, Louder with Crowder, spent even more, $91,000 on Facebook ads in a year. And ask yourself, how many ads have you seen on YouTube about left-wing channels? Have you seen any? Because I've never seen one. Yet there are endless videos about Crowder and his buddies in Facebook ads. I bet you on this video, if this video won't have ads, it'll be demonetized probably immediately. But
not really an independent creator, is he? Crowder is really just pushing the policies that he has to as part of Blaze TV. Remember, Tommy Lauren once worked for the organization as well, but was subsequently fired for taking an pro-choice position. So there is nothing independent here. Crowder is pushing the same beliefs and policies as old windbags like Rush Limbaugh, and combines them with quote-unquote comedy, which is really just a series of straw-man arguments and mean-spirited remarks. You see, this is all just an act for Crowder. It's his business model. Crowder is a failed actor who finally found a niche where he can fool tons of angry males into believing he actually holds these views. Several months ago, Blair White came out and said that most right-wing YouTubers are just actors. Here she is talking about one in particular.
Almost all of them. People I've either been on their show or on a show with them, or I went to a dinner with them, an event with them, or I became close with some of them. The amount of them that I've met that have told me either directly or in a roundabout way that's very clear that they don't believe everything that they say that they believe when they're on camera. A lot of them just flat out don't believe. They're just actors. They're just actors. I don't know how else to put it. I had one person who I went on their show, and I was in the green room, which is like the makeup room before you go on camera. The host of the show comes in and it's like, hey Blair, you know, small talk. Hey Blair, wanted you on for a while. So glad you're here. Nice to meet you. Let's take a picture, blah, blah, blah. They pull me aside and say, I just want you to know, Blair, I don't feel any negative way towards you or trans people. I know we talk negatively of trans people a lot on the show, but that's just because it's kind of what the fans want. But it's just kind of where we're at right now. And I was taken aback because I felt like that's really fraudulent that you would feel the need to go on air and say something negative about trans people or transgenderism or whatever, but it's not really how you feel. He also said he has like a trans cousin or something like that, and that he feels bad that they're the butt of every joke on his show or whatever. And I was like, but almost every person I met after him was almost always consistently like that. Because you start learning things like, oh, almost all of them hire people to tweet and Facebook post and Instagram on their behalf, tweeting out opinions on their behalf, which I feel like is unethical because if people are following you because they believe you're some intellectual and they trust your opinion and they're going to shape their opinions, a lot of times on an issue based on your opinion, and it's not even actually your opinion. It's something that you paid someone to assume is your opinion, and you're so much of a rigid, like, binary thinker that it's easy just to pay someone, like, yeah, tweet out the standard response, and this is what it is. It's like, I don't respect that. And I don't really know what it is about me in particular that makes people feel comfortable enough to sort of reveal to me that, you know, they don't believe all the things that they say they believe on camera. I'm not talking about small things either, you guys. I'm talking about, like, huge principal positions. I'm talking about, like, the kind of stuff that a lot of you guys follow these people for. They don't even actually believe. Like, it's just crazy. Months ago, I was gearing up to do a tour, which never happened because the tour company completely screwed me over. But regardless, I had started promoting it, and someone who's very prominent in the social political commentary sphere hit me up. And you know what this person told me? They told me, plant fake protesters outside of your event. Not only that, they said, make fake signs because you're probably gonna get protesters, but you wanna amp the numbers. This person instructed me to, myself, or my team and myself, make signs saying things that were super, super ridiculous to put outside and bulk up the numbers of people who may protest at my events. And it made me sick because clearly this person has done that. And this is someone who, although is hated by many, is also loved by many. And the many who love him believe that all those people were real. It's just such, I know too much about these people.
Putting two and two together, it seemed obvious she was referring to Crowder, which she recently confirmed. So, who knows how much of this nonsense Crowder actually believes? Regardless, Crowder is a professional victim. He portrays the response to his bullying as an example of oppression against conservatives. This is almost certainly why he won't debate Sam Seder. He does not actually believe much of what he says and knows he can't defend these positions. So he avoids debates with anyone who actually understands policy, and the closest you'll see to debates are these sideshows where he debates random and unprepared college students on subjects he's prepared for in advance. Even with this, he was stumped and made to look like a fool when he ran into a young man named Yusuf who actually did know a thing or two on the subject matter. This has probably happened to Crowder again and again, but we don't see it because Crowder only releases edited clips and certainly knows better than to actually do this live. It's no wonder he is afraid of Sam Seder.
You are watching or hearing this, and everybody else knows it too. There's no way you're not aware that I've issued this challenge now. You knew it was coming when you backed out of Politicon because you were afraid of debating me, and here it is. Stephen, we'll see you soon.